Why are we afraid to start the thing? Sometimes we want to go after this big goal or this big dream or get into like a new talent or a new skill, and we keep putting it off because we have an underlying fear that once we start, we're not going to follow through. We'll either get lazy or lose focus or motivation, right? So when we have something like big that we're going after, it can be very overwhelming because it's like, oh my gosh, there's like 9,000 steps to this. Like, how am I going to get from point A to point Z? And so you're stressing yourself out before you even get started and being like very self-defeating and saying like, it's not worth putting the time and effort into, especially if I'm worried about failing or falling on my face or not having strong enough foundations. So what is even the point? This is where our higher self comes in, and they're like, hey, we really don't want you to look at like the big giant end goal and that you have to accomplish all of that right here in the now. What our higher self and our guides are asking us to do is take little steps, like micro shift your way there, right? So ask yourself, like, what can I do today? Even if it's 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe it's watch a YouTube video, maybe it's, make a list of, what your goal entails, and then start working on that bit by bit by bit, because sometimes you have an overarching goal, but that's not where you're going to end up. Like, I'll give you an example. So I was going to school for psychology, and I was going to be a clinical psychologist, and that's a very overwhelming thing. Like, I was going to have to put in a lot of time and effort to get to that space in life, right? Like years of school time and energy. And so I just went that trek, and I went to college, but I ended up timeline shifting over to a different reality. I ended up becoming an energy healer and a coach and a spiritual coach, right? And so it was kind of in the same avenue, but a completely different timeline. But my guides, kept on telling me, we just need you to make a little forward moving. Keep on doing that every day, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. What can you do today? You look at it as, what can I do today, instead of the huge overarching goal. You give your higher self and your guides and yourself enough space to course correct, to compass to where your soul is telling you to go. If you found this helpful, remember to follow along for more tips, and I hope you have a very magical day.